guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Kashish, and in today's video I'm gonna be choosing my November TBR. If you guys remember, then last month I chose my TBR through prompts. I was gonna do the same thing again this time, but I don't know, I just wanted to try something different. So this time I'm gonna be choosing my TBR using an alphabet generator. So I'm gonna ask it to generate an alphabet, and I'm gonna pick up a book which starts with that alphabet. So it's really fun doing these videos. So I just thought that in every month I can just try something different. Like I will get back to those prompts, like I can do it next month or in the next year. So let's see when I do it next, but as of now I'm gonna try something different every month, and I'm only gonna be choosing 5 books again this time because I have a very optimistic TBR for November. Like I couldn't read some of the books in October, so I've got them into November, so I'm gonna be reading it this time. But along with all those other books, I still wanna pick up books from my TBR as well. And there are a lot of new releases coming up this month too. Like Iron Flame's gonna come out, Love Redesign is gonna come out, and then The Endless War by Daniel L. Jensen. So I'm really excited to read these books. And you know what? Let's just get started. Okay, so I was looking for a alphabet generator, but I ended up finding this letter picker wheel, which sounds much better. I can just spin the wheel and it'll just give me the alphabet that I want, and it sounded more fun to me as compared to an alphabet generator. So I'm just going to use that, and let's just see what our first alphabet is. Okay, so our first alphabet is H. I'm just gonna go and check if I have a book that starts with the alphabet H. I don't know if I have, but I'm just gonna check and come back. Okay, so I don't have a book that starts with the alphabet H, but you know what I'm gonna do? There are a lot of books in my bookshelf that start with the. So that kind of makes it pretty difficult to pick up those books because I won't get tea every single time. So for the books that start with the, I'm just gonna go for the second word, so that it's easier, like the first letter of the second word, so that I can get more choices to pick up from. Otherwise I'll just keep spinning the wheel, and it's just never gonna come. So with that, I have one book, so I'm just gonna get that. Oh yeah, with that I have 2 books. So the first one is The Hardest Fall by Ella Macy, and the second one is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Okay, so I don't know which one I should go for. Like, this book has been in my TBR the longest, but I'm kind of in the mood to read The Hardest Fall by Ella Macy. So I'm just a bit conflicted at the moment. Let me take a minute to think about it. Do I want to read this? Okay, so after reading the blurb of both books, I've kind of decided to go for this one, The House in the Cerulean Sea. And also the fact that this has been in my TBR for almost 2.5 years. I want to read this, and it's just the blurb sounds so cute, adorable, and I just don't know, I feel like I will really enjoy this book. So it's about a magical island, a dangerous task, a burning secret. Linus Baker is by the book caseworker in the department in charge of magical youth. At 40, he lives in a tiny house with a devious cat and his old records for company. But his quiet life is about to change. Linus is summoned by extremely upper management and given a curious and highly classified assignment. Travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 dangerous magical children are so dangerous, in fact, they're likely to bring about the end of days. When Linus arrives at the strangest of islands, he is greeted by a series of mysterious figures the greatest mystery of which is Arthur Parnassus, the master of the orphanage. As Linus and Arthur grow closer, Linus discovers the master would do anything to keep the children safe, even if it means the world has to burn. Or worse, his secret comes to life. The House in the Cerulean Sea is an enchanting love story, masterfully told about the profound experience of discovering an unlikely family in an unexpected place and realizing that family is yours. Oh my god, this sounds so good. It's kind of like a standalone fantasy found family trope, and it's just, I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy this. Yeah, so this is my first book, and let's choose our second one. And I'm spinning the wheel again. So I have a book for I just, let me see if I have something else too. Okay, so I have three books here that starts with the letter I. So the first one is Imagine Me. Then the second one is I Fell in Love with Hope. And then the third one is It Happened One Summer. So I know that this book was also there in my last month's TBR, but I just couldn't end up reading it. I just didn't get the time. So I don't know if I want to put this again in my TBR this month. So I'm just going to remove It Happened One Summer. And I don't know, I'm just not in the mood for I Fell in Love with Her, because I know I'm gonna cry if I read this, and I don't know if I want to cry. I think this book would be something I'll just pick up one day because I just want to cry. But it won't be planned, so I will keep this for a day like that. And that being said, I am choosing Imagine Me by Tahira Mafi. So this is the last book in the Shatter Me series, and I just wanting to finish it for a while now, but it's just I was not in the mood to pick it up. Like, I was gonna read this with one of my friends this month, and I think this is a sign that I should finish this series and just be done with it. So yeah, this is the last book, and I think after this we have one more novella. Believe me, I am so tired of all these books. It's just the series is just not getting over, and it's just I am done with it as of now. Like, mentally I'm done with it, but it's just I just have to physically get through the books. So yeah, finally this is in my TBR, and let's choose our third book. Okay, so we got W. I don't know if I have a book that starts with W. Oh yeah, I do have a book that starts with W. Do I have anything else? Okay, so the only book that I have in my TBR that starts with W is Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. So I am not in the mood for a classic book this month. But again, it's high time I pick this up. Been in my TBR for so long. Even you guys are tired of hearing me say this. So yeah, I should definitely just pick this and try my best to get through this book this month. I don't know why classics take me so much time. I read Pride and Prejudice. Like, it took me 3 months to finish Pride and Prejudice, so I don't know if I start this, I'll be able to finish it or not. Let's just see what it's about. Wuthering Heights is the story of the relationship between Catherine Earnshaw and Heathcliff, the orphan boy her father adopts and brings to their home when they are children. While Catherine forms a deep attachment to Heathcliff, her brother Hindley despises him as a rival. Heathcliff becomes torn between his love for Catherine and the rage and humiliation he suffers at the hands of everybody else. When he can stand it no longer, in the violence of a summer storm, he leaves the Heaths for 3 years. During his absence, Catherine marries, but her tormented heart belongs eternally to Heathcliff, who is determined to extract his tyrannical revenge. With its freedom from social convention and its unparalleled emotional intensity, Wuthering Heights is a highly original and deeply tragic work. Oh my god, I didn't know this book was kind of tragic. Now, it does sound tragic because she loves him, but then she's married to somebody else. I hope there's not too much drama in this book. I feel like there will be, but I'm just hoping that it's good. So, this is the third book for my November TBR, and let's choose our next one. Let's spin the wheel again. Okay, so our fourth alphabet is L. I am so happy because I have a book exactly for this one, and I just wanted to read it this month too, so I think it's perfect. Which is Luna and the Lie by Mariana Zapata. I love Mariana Zapata's books. Like, I know this is very, very chunky for like a romance book, but it's just, I love the slow burn. It is so worth it in the end, and let's just see what this book is about. The problem with secrets is that they're too easy to keep collecting. Luna Allen has done some things that she would rather no one else know about. She also knows that if she could go back in time, she wouldn't change a single thing. With 3 sisters she loves, a job she mostly adores, and a family built up of friends she's made over years, Luna figures everything has worked out the way it was supposed to. But when one of the secrets involves the man who signs her paycheck, she can't find it in her to regret it. Despite the fact that he's not the friendliest man in the world or the most patient. Sometimes there are things you're better off keeping to yourself. Okay, see, it kind of sounds like a workplace romance, grumpy sunshine, because mostly men written by Mariana Zapata are so grumpy. You kind of hate them in the start because they're so bad, but they're like the cutest guys you will ever read about. That's what I love about her book so much. And this is my fourth book for this month, and let's choose our last and final alphabet. I'm kind of really enjoying, picking my books like this, but it's just, I hope I had less of a TBR this month, so, I could go for more books. But you know what? That's completely fine. I can, sometime next year I can do it again. So let's pick our last letter. P. The music is nice. Okay, so our last alphabet is P. Let me check what I have. So I only have 2 books in my bookshelf that start with the letter P. And you know what? I just got these books like 2 days back. So I was not planning on reading them anytime soon, but I don't have anything else, so I just have to go for one of them. So the first one is Pretend You're Mine by Lucy Score. Okay, can we just take a minute to talk about the new covers or the UK editions of Lucy Score's books that just came out? Oh my god, why are they so bad? Like Buy a Thread, Forever Never, and there was another book, and these 3 were so bad. I actually just liked this series covers, like Protecting What's Mine and Finally Mine, these 3 books. And then the other book is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Okay, so now I don't know which book I want to go for. Like, this does not make it easier for me to choose my TBR, like, at all. So let's just decide. Like, I'm kind of not in the mood for a Lucy Score book because I just read Things We Left Behind like in September, and it was okay. I'm still, recovering from that series. So I just don't want to get into another series by her. I just want to, savor that feeling of enjoying Things We Left Behind and, the whole Knock Him Out series. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. So I read the cheat sheet, and it was not my favorite book, so I just want to give this author another try. And this one sounded so good. Like, there is another, I think this is a series and this is the second book. The first one is, I think, When in Rome, but I don't know, I was just not interested in that book. I just really liked this one. So let's just hope I really enjoy it. And this is my last book. I'll just show you the whole pile again so that it's easier to understand all the books that I got this month. Okay, so these are all the 5 books that I'm gonna be reading in the month of November. So I really like, all those 5 books, and I'm so excited to read them. And I'm just glad that, it has a mix of everything, like books that I wanna read and books that, I should get to soon. And it's just, I'm not compelled to read books that I'm not in the mood for this month. So yeah, I guess that's it. And thank you so much for joining me. Do let me know which one book you are, very excited to read in the month of November. I'm pretty sure everyone is just gonna say Iron Flame, because that is the most anticipated read of everyone after reading Fourth Wing and after that horrible ending. So yeah, but still, I'm sure that other people might also have other books they're excited to read. So do let me know. And I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.